Hello guys, welcome to my channel. How are you all? Today I will be discussing the passage 3 of IELTS 16 Test 2 Academic Reading Module. So let's dive into the subject. Also guys, please remember, do not forget to like, share and subscribe if you like the video. And please watch the video till the end because I will be giving a lot of tips and tricks that will be really helpful for you guys. Alright, let's look at the first question then. So here we have multiple choice questions. So this is the first one. What point does the writer make in the first paragraph? So we have to read the first paragraph, then we'll come back to the options. Okay. Right. Across cultures, wisdom has been considered one of the most revered human qualities, although the truly wise may seem few and far between. Empirical research examining wisdom suggests that it isn't an exceptional trait possessed by a small handful of bearded philosophers after all. In fact, the latest studies suggest that most of us have the ability to make wise decisions. Wow, given the right context. Wow, that's a great passage about wisdom. So let's look at the options now. Wisdom appears to be unique to the human race. No, it is not unique. See, what did he give here? It isn't. So it is not an exceptional trait possessed by the bearded philosophers. In fact, latest studies suggest that most of us have the ability to make wise decisions given the right context. So it is not unique to any one human race. Okay. Right. A basic assumption about wisdom may be wrong. Yes, this can be the answer because what is the basic assumption? It is assumed that wisdom is related to only some philosophers, but in fact we can also make very good wise decisions given the right context. So B can be our answer. So let's keep it on hold and read further. Concepts of wisdom may depend on the society we belong to. No, there's nothing mentioned about the society. There is still much to be discovered about the nature of the wisdom. No, there is nothing mentioned about D. So clearly B is our answer. Right guys? So let's move to the next question. What does Igor Grossman suggest about the ability? What does Igor Grossman suggest about the ability to make wise decisions? So the keyword is ability to make wise decisions. Okay. So let's read the next paragraph. It appears that experiential, situational, and cultural factors are even more powerful in shaping wisdom than previously imagined. Experiential means out of experience and knowledge. See, one that is based out of the experience is called experiential. Situational, cultural factors are even more powerful in shaping the wisdom than previously imagined. Okay, says Associate Professor Igor Grossman. This is our keyword of University of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. Right. Recent empirical findings from cognitive, developmental, social, and personality psychology cumulatively suggest that people's ability, see, this is the keyword, ability to reason wisely varies dramatically across experiential and situational contexts. Okay. Understanding the role of such contextual factors offers unique insights into understanding wisdom in daily life as well as how it can be enhanced and taught. Okay. So this is about the ability of making wise decisions. Okay, let's look at the options now. It can vary greatly from one person to another. No. Earlier research into it was based on unreliable data. No, there is nothing mentioned about this unreliable data. The importance of certain influences on it was underestimated. Okay, this can be the answer. Let's keep this on hold. Various branches of psychology define it according to their own criteria. No, they don't define on their own criteria. I think C is best suiting. The importance of certain influence on it was underestimated. Yes. See, what are these factors? The experiential, situational, cultural factors are even more powerful in shaping wisdom than previously imagined. So previously it was imagined that these factors are not powerful, but now these factors are even more powerful according to the studies, says this guy, Igor Grossman. So, what is the right option for us? C is the right answer. So the importance of these factors or certain influences on it was underestimated. So previously imagined, it is more powerful. These factors are more powerful than previously imagined. So they have underestimated clearly, right? So next, 29. According to the third paragraph, Grossman claims that the level of wisdom an individual shows. So he's talking about the level of wisdom an individual shows. Right. Let's read the third paragraph and understand this. It seems that it's not so much that some people simply possess wisdom and others lack it, but that our ability to reason wisely depend on variety of external factors. It is impossible to characterize thought processes attribute to wisdom without considering the role of contextual factors, explains Grossman. In other words, wisdom is not solely an inner quality, but rather unfolds a function of situations people happen to be in. Okay, some situations are more likely to promote wisdom than others. In some situations, they are more likely to promote wisdom than the others. Okay, so this is our paragraph. So what it is mentioned about the level of wisdom. Let's read the options. We'll get a good idea then. Can be greater than they think it is. The level of wisdom. Maybe keep it on hold. Will be different in different circumstances. Yes, I think this is more closer than A. What we have read is, see, our ability to reason wisely depends on variety of external factors. Okay, and in other words, wisdom is solely not inner quality, but rather unfolds as a function of situations people happen to be in. So different situations, circumstances. Here it is mentioned as situations, and here it is given as circumstances, different circumstances. So I think B is the right answer. May be determined by particular aspects of their personality. No. Should develop over time as a result of other life experiences. No, it is not given anything about these two options. So 29 is clearly B, guys. Next, let's move to 30. What is described in the fifth paragraph? So we will read the fifth paragraph and we will come back and read the options later. Okay, so this is our fifth paragraph. I hope you guys can see this, right? Grossman and his colleagues have also found that one of the most reliable ways to support wisdom in our day-to-day decisions is to look at the scenarios from a third-party perspective, as though giving advice to a friend. Okay, research suggests that when adopting a first-person viewpoint, we focus on the focal features of the environment, and when we develop a third-person observer viewpoint, we reason more broadly and focus more on interpersonal and moral ideas such as justice and impartiality. Okay, looking at problems from this more expansive viewpoint appears to foster cognitive processes related to wise decisions. Cognitive means logical reasoning abilities related to wise decisions. Wow, that's a wonderful passage. And let's look at the options now. A difficulty encountered when attempting to reason wisely. No, I did not talk about any difficulty there. An example of a type of person who is likely to reason wisely. No, there is no example of a type of person. A controversial view about the benefits of reasoning wisely. Controversial view, no. A recommended strategy that can help people to reason wisely. Yes, I think D is closest one. What is the recommended strategy? This one. When we adopt the third person observer viewpoint, we reason more broadly and focus more on these interpersonal ideas, right? So this is the recommended strategy. So the author is recommended that we should look at things with a third party point of view. So that is clearly D. Okay guys, so let's move to the next set of questions. Right guys, so this is our next set of questions, that is the fill-ups. Right, here we are having a list, so we have to pick the right letter like A, B, C, D, E. We cannot write the word. Okay, let's read now. Igor Grossman and colleagues have established 4 characteristics, okay, which enable us to make wise decisions. Right, it is important to have a certain degree of dash. Certain degree is the keyword. Certain degree of dash regarding the extent of our knowledge. Extent of our knowledge, and to take into account dash which may not be the same as our own. Okay, let's look at the paragraphs now. Where is he talking about 4 characteristics? I think this is in the 4th paragraph, right? See guys, let's read this. Coming up with a definition of wisdom is challenging, but Grossman and his colleagues have identified 4 key characteristics. So here is our keyword, 4 key characteristics as a part of the framework of wise reasoning. Framework means establishing. Okay, so one is intellectual humility or recognition of the limits of our own knowledge. Yes, we have one keyword, our own knowledge. See, so look at the 31 guys. It is important to have a certain degree of dash regarding the extent of our knowledge. Here it is. One is intellectual humility and recognition of the limits of our own knowledge. So answer should be intellectual humility. So what is the nearest word for humility? That we have to find out. Any guesses guys? What is the nearest word for humility? Any guesses? Yes, you are right. Humility means modesty. Modesty. So D is the right answer. Modesty and humility, they are synonyms, right? Next, and to take into account dash which may not be the same as our own. What should we take into account now? Let's read further. Okay, and another is appreciation of perspectives wider than the issue at hand. Sensitivity to the possibility of change in social relations is also key, along with compromise or integration of different attitudes and beliefs. Wow. So this is done. Humility is done. Now another is appreciation of the perspectives wider than the issue at hand. Appreciation of, taking into account perspectives which may not be the same as our own perspectives. So what is the nearest word for perspectives here? Yes, it is opinions. A. So A is the right answer. Okay guys, let's move to the next one now. We should also be able to take a broad dash of any situation. Okay, what should we take? Broad dash. Okay, of any situation. Sensitivity to the possibility of change in social relations is also key, along with compromise and integration of different attitudes and beliefs. Wow. So what is this different attitudes and beliefs? What does this word attitude mean? So we should take a broad attitudes of any situation. So different attitudes. What is the closest word for attitudes here? Any guesses guys? Yes, different types of viewpoint, right? So C is the right answer. Okay, right. Next one. Grossman also believes that it is better to regard scenarios with dash. Okay, let's read the next paragraph. So Grossman and his colleagues also found that one of the most reliable ways to support wisdom in our day-to-day decisions is to look at the scenarios from a third-party perspective, as though giving advice to a friend. So third-party perspective should be our answer, right? So Grossman also believes that it is better to regard scenarios with third-party perspective. So what is the nearest word for a third-party view? Hmm? Right, objectivity. Yes, objectivity means a third-party view. Okay. Yes, without it means without taking any of the stands. Suppose there are two views, first view and second view. We are not taking the first view, we are not taking the second view. We are taking the third party view. Okay, and we are the observer. We are observing these two and we will give your opinion. So this is called objectivity. This is the third party view. Okay, guys. Right. So by avoiding the first person perspective, we focus more on dash and on other moral ideas, which in turn leads to wiser decision making. Okay, let's read further then. Right. Research suggests that when adopting the first person viewpoint, we focus on the focal features, and when adopting the third person observer viewpoint, we reason more broadly and focus more on interpersonal and moral ideas such as justice and impartiality. Yes, wow. I think we got the answer right. So by avoiding the first person perspective means by taking the third person view, we focus more on justice and impartiality, right? So what is the nearest word for impartiality? Yes, it is clearly fairness. So it is G, clearly. Right guys, I hope it is clear. Please write in the comment section if you have any doubts, guys. Okay, so that I can improve myself. Right, let's move to the next set of questions. Right, we have true, false and not given. This is our last set of questions. Right, let's look at the first one. Students participating in the job prospects experiment could choose one of two perspectives to take. So what are the keywords? Students participating in job prospects experiment could choose one of two perspectives. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's read this para. For example, in one experiment that took place during the peak of a recent economic recession, graduating college seniors were asked to reflect on their job prospects. So this is our keyword. The students were instructed to imagine their career either as if you were a distant observer or before your own eyes as if you were right there. Participants in the group assigned to the distance observer role displayed more wisdom related reasoning, okay, than did participants in the control group. Okay, clear. So what is the question? Let's come back to the question. Students participating in job prospect experiments could choose one of two. No, students cannot choose. Right? What happened here? The students were instructed to imagine their career either this or that. So they were not given any choice. They were instructed to do. So participant in the group assigned. See, assigned is the word to the distant observer role displayed more wisdom. So this word assigned, instructed, so these kind of words tell that students had no choice. They were just directed to take any one of them. So what is 36? Right, false. It is giving the opposite meaning, right? So it is false. Next, participants in the couples experiment were aware that they were taking part in the study about wise reasoning. So what is the keyword? Participants in couples experiment were aware that they were taking part in the study about wise reasoning. Right, let's read further. So let's read this paragraph. In another study, couples in long-term romantic relationships were instructed to visualize an unresolved relationship conflict either through the eyes of an outsider or from their own perspective. Okay, participants then discussed the incident with their partner for 10 minutes, after which they wrote down their thoughts about it. Very good. Couples in the other side condition were significantly more likely to rely on wise reasoning, recognizing others' perspective and searching for a compromise compared to the couples in the egocentric condition. Very good. So let's come back to the question, guys. What does the question say? Participants in the couples experiment were aware that they were taking part in the study. Were they ever? Anyone told them that their study was going on? I don't think so. See, couples were instructed, they were instructed to visualize unresolved conflict either from a eyes of outsider or own perspective. That's it. Nothing else is given. They were not aware, or whether they are aware or not, it is not given in the passage. Right? So hence it is not given. So it is not given whether they are instructed or not, that they are taking part in the study. Next. In the couples experiments, the length of the couples relationship had an impact on the results. Okay, so in the couples experiment, the length of couples relationships had an impact on the result. Okay, let's read. Okay, let's read again. Couples in long-term relationships were instructed to visualize. Okay, this is okay. They spoke with each other for 10 minutes, after which they wrote down their thoughts. So couples in other size condition were more likely to wise reasoning. So nothing is given about this actually, right? So the length of couples relationship had an impact on the results. No, nowhere it is mentioned. So it is not given, right, guys? Next. In both experiments, the participant who looked at the situation from a more detached viewpoint tended to make wiser decisions. Okay. Detached viewpoint means third party viewpoint, third person or observer viewpoint. Let's see. This is the first experiment, right? The participants in group assigned to the distance observer role displayed more wisdom related reasoning. So yes, so third party view, they displayed more very good reasoning here. Again, this is the second experiment. So couples in other size condition were significantly more likely to rely on wise reasoning, recognize another perspective and searching for a compromise. So in both the experiments, participants who looked from a detached viewpoint tended to make wiser decisions. Yes, true, it is true. So it is true, guys. Next, 40, last one, guys. So Grossman believes that a person's wisdom is determined by their intelligence to only a very limited extent. Only a very limited extent. So person's wisdom is determined by their intelligence to very limited extent. That is the question. Let's read the last passage now. We might associate wisdom with intelligence or particular personality traits, but research shows only a small positive relationship between wise thinking and crystallized intelligence and the personality traits of openness and agreeableness. That's where I think we got the answer right there. No problem, let's read further. It is remarkable how much people can vary in their wisdom from one situation to the next, and how much stronger each contextual effects are for understanding the relationship between wise judgment and its social effective outcomes and as compared to the generalized traits, Grossman explains. That is, knowing how wisely a person behaves in a given situation is more informative for understanding their emotions or likelihood to forgive, retaliate, as compared to knowing whether the person may be wise in general. Okay, I think the answer is in the first sentence itself. See, we might associate wisdom with intelligence, but research shows only a small positive relationship between wise thinking and intelligence. Right? So, what is our answer? Grossman believes that a person's wisdom is determined by their intelligence to only a very limited extent. Yes, true. That's what is given in the paragraph. Right, guys? So that is the end of today's session, guys, and we are done with the third passage as well, and that is the end of test 2 of IELTS 16. We'll meet again in some new video with more tests and practices. Please comment in the comment section so that I can know whether my teaching is effective or not. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe the video if you liked it. It will be really helpful for your friends and family members who are trying to crack the IELTS test. I wish you all the best for your IELTS exam. So take care, guys. Have a great day. Goodbye.